Hello, guys. Dr. Edwin Magloire here. I'm speaking on the behalf of myself as a BEL Initiative Fellow. As you all know, BEL Initiative is currently receiving applications for their 2020 cohort. The applications are ending on January 31st. And I've been receiving a lot of messages via WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram asking me how exactly does it go, advice on tips on how to apply, and etc. And so I wanted to answer everybody at the same time, and that's why I did this video. So in this video I have for you some tips on your application, how to really get the benefit of having a strong application to the BEL Initiative. So tip number one, the actual reason why I'm doing this video in English is English proficiency. Um, I don't want to confuse anyone and make you believe that you need to have perfect English in order to be accepted at the BEL Initiative. That is simply not the case. Both in the interviews and in the applications, they will have translators. Actually, in the interviews, they will have translators, and they will make sure that they understand what you're saying. Me personally, why I think my English proficiency helped me get accepted is because, of course, if you're talking to people in English, you get to use the proper terms, the right business lingo to really convey your mission, convey your vision. And that really helped me, make the impression that I needed to make, that I was one of those candidates that, would bring a lot to the program. And I think, when you write in your applications, if you need to resort to someone else helping you, please do that. Don't, stick to yourself, and understand that, and be like, it's nothing. Just make sure that it's well written. And when you prepare your interview as well, when you're going to do your interview, know your business, even if you don't know how to say other type of words, but everything that's related to your business, to how it works, the business model. Make sure that you understand that properly. But I really wanted to give you that advice, because when it's really going to be important, your level of English is actually during the program, because BEL Initiative, through their partnership with the University of Iowa, uses something called the flipped classroom. In that method, the teacher doesn't really talk a lot. The student talks a lot, and it's not gonna be like some distant, remote ideas of business. It's really gonna be the class will be taught with your business. So if you're the one selling shoes, for example, they're not gonna give you homework about someone selling candy. They're gonna tell you, okay, you're selling shoes. How do you make sure that your customer is satisfied, etc. So it's really important for you to be able to communicate what your business is about, in order for you to really get the best out of the program. And that is obviously they're gonna take that into account. The judges, when they're gonna choose you, they're gonna see, okay, is your English advanced enough for you to benefit from the program? So that's tip number one, English proficiency. Tip number two. Tip number two is due diligence. They want to see that you're serious. They want to see that your business is important to you, and that you've made some groundwork. It's not just something that you do as a hobby or something like that. It's something that you're really committed to. Actually, that's why one of the questions they're going to ask you is, how long have you been in business? They want to be able to gauge your traction. How many customers do you have? How have your number of customers grow for the past days, for the past weeks, for the past months, for the past years? They want to see sales. If you're a selling company, if you're already like doing sales, they want to see how did your sales grow, etc. So they really want to see that, even though you might not have the best tools or the formal education type of way of doing business, but they still need to see that you know your business well, like the back of your hand. You know exactly what it takes. You know how to get customers. You know how to grow, and etc. So that's tip number two. You need to be able to convince them that this is something that you want to do, and this is what you've done prior to the program. So they want to see that it's someone that is already committed, and it's already doing, like, getting some milestones, getting some things done. They really want to see that it's someone like who's been working hard at their business before they get that, because BEL Initiative is that thing that's going to give you more, that's going to catapult you to help you grow, to help you scale your business. But at first, there's the little basics, beginning phases of business that they want to make sure that you have taken care of. So tip number 2, due diligence. Tip number 3, credibility. They want to know that you have the qualifications to make it happen. And that does not necessarily mean it's about formal education. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to have an MBA or anything. But if you're doing something, they need to know that you have the qualifications to actually do it. For example, me, when I applied with Profile is about education of healthcare professionals. So they want to know that I have the skills and qualifications. And the fact that I'm actually a doctor already puts the investor at ease to say that, okay, he knows the system, he knows how it works, so he probably could make it. And another thing that matters is also a team. If you've watched Shark Tank one time in your life, you know that the sharks, they want to go with a business that has a team. It's not just one person doing everything. They want to know that they have a team, and all the team members have different type of roles that are complementary, like synergistic even, that's going to really be able to make it happen. So credibility really matters. And even when you're actually doing the interview, they want to see there's a consistency between what you wrote in the application and what you're saying. So they really want to be able to trust you that, okay, that person knows what they're talking about. They know how to sell shoes. They know how to educate medical professionals. These people are people that we can bank on, that they're gonna, we're not sure, but we know that with a little help, they will be able to increase the potential of their business, etc. So tip number 3, credibility. So number 4, profile. I know I say that word a lot, but no, I'm actually talking about your profile in general, and as well as on social media, because they need to see that you're a leader. You're someone who's been doing things. You're someone who's received accolades. You're someone, maybe your company or your personal name has been mentioned in an article. Maybe you do volunteering. Maybe you organize something around your area. Maybe your business has been getting a lot of results. So they really want to know that you're someone who has that presence. And even your company, they will check if it has a website. They will check if it has a social media. So they really want to see that there's influence and there's presence. If you actually participate at other programs, other entrepreneurial programs, they really want to see that. They want to see if you have accolades. But my warning about this is that, because a lot of people, they have a lot of, prizes, a lot of participations. They're a fellow of X, they're a fellow of Y, there's a fellow of Z. But it's just that, they just keep accumulating them, but there's no result, there's no growth really for their company. So it comes along as it comes off as you just getting it for the publicity or for the fame, but you're not really channeling all of this networking power, all of this exposure that you're having into the business to make it grow. So if you're gonna say that you won 5 or 6 awards, and then your business is not proportionally growing, it's going to be a problem. It's going to reflect bad on you, because it's going to be okay, so you're just getting the attention, but you're not really using these resources to make your company grow. So really, it needs to be proportional. I need to say that, okay, I went to BEL Initiative, I won the leadership award, and I grew my network. That's why 6 months later, my company XXY reached XX milestone. So it's important really to create that link. Don't just say, I want this, I want that, I participate in this, I participate in that, but really make it connect. Make your story connect to say that, I'm that guy with the profile because I made this and that happen. So tip number 4, profile. Tip number 5, presentation skills. And when I say presentation skills, I don't mean when you actually get there. I mean, the presentation starts in your application, the way you write, the words you use, if you're sending a pitch deck or not, For example, I sent a pitch deck along with my application. It's not mandatory, but when you can send a pitch deck at the same time, it shows that you know your stuff. You're already like ahead of a lot of other candidates. So you have a pitch deck. I had my branding. My branding was ready. I had my logos. I had my branding. When I sent the pitch deck, actually the slides were already designed. So like I'm saying, these matter. In your interview, the way you talk, if you're calm, if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're disrespectful to the interviewee, to the interviewer, sorry, all of this is part of presentation skills. So you really need to understand what the judge is looking for, what they're trying to listen to, what they're trying to hear when you're actually presenting your company and yourself as a person. So really practice, like write everything down, like, and practice until you know your stuff, until you can tell your whole story, your whole biography. You can until you can talk about tell your business story, how it started from scratch, how your mom helped you, etc. So that's really part of like storytelling. That's really part of presentation skills. So you really need to get that on point. All the things I wanted to say is that part of presentation skills, I would put proof as well that your company exists. If you can add pictures of your employees at work, if you can add pictures of satisfied customers, etc. So this is this is all part of things that are really gonna help you nail down the presentation as you as an individual entrepreneur, but also the company itself. So tip number 5, very important one, presentation skills. Number 6, pitching skills. Always be pitching. You're pitching during your application. You're pitching during the interview. You're pitching when you get to the airport. You're always pitching, because the whole point of the program is actually to give you that exposure to talk about what you're doing and make people be interested in what you're doing. You don't know where your next investor is coming from. You don't know where your next partner is coming from. You don't know who's going to be like, you know what, Edwin, I think I'm sold. I really believe in what you're trying to do, and I'm gonna support you. So you're always pitching. So it's important for you to really always have a clearly concise and defined pitch, elevator pitch, like that's 15 or 30 seconds to really convey what problem are you trying to solve, for whom are you trying to solve that problem, and how exactly are you gonna so it's really important for you to know your business like the back of your hand, and really be ready to whoever comes to you and be like, hey, hi, I'm Edwin Magloire, my company is, that's what we're trying to do, etc. So really a very important skill that you need to have. Even though during the program they're gonna give you some pointers to help you improve your pitch, but it's really, if you could from the beginning, like during your application and especially the interview, have a nice, good, like sounding convincing pitch, that's gonna give you a lot of head start on impressing the judges. So tip number 6, pitching skills. Tip number 7, impact first. Actually, impact, I'm convinced of it, is what got me in, because during the program we got introduced to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. But when I was applying in my pitch deck, I had already created a connection between my business and the SDGs, because my company, I created that link. My company is actually helping us get better healthcare, well-being in healthcare. At the same time, it's an education business. So like that's two different goals that my business is related in, and that really caught their attention. And I really urge you to, whatever it is that you're doing, maybe you're just creating jobs, which is related to goal number 1, which is no poverty. So I really urge you to, whatever it is that your business is, the industry that it's involving in, to do some research and find out which goals are you really helping Haiti reach. And I'm not saying if your business is just purely business and numbers, it's not going to get accepted. I'm just saying, there's an emphasis put on, doing well, like that's getting money, and also doing good, which is impacting your community, especially Haiti. So we really believe in entrepreneurship. That's really a way that Haiti is going to be developed. So in this 2020 cohort is really focused on like developing Haiti, like through entrepreneurship. So the more your business is related to sustainability, creating sustainability and development, the more impact you get, the more you have a chance of being approved. So definitely important, impact first. And last but not least, tip number 8, be authentic, be yourself. A lot of people, just become very stiff and like formal during the interview or in general, but it's really about you. It's really about you. It's your business. It's your idea. It's who you are. Your personality is inside the business. And so it's really important to be authentic. No, don't lie. Don't pretend. If you haven't done something, don't say you did. If you did something, don't say you didn't. So it's really important to just be yourself and speak in your own voice. And because, like, for example, I've met so many amazing people this year, and each of them are different, like very different, like polar opposites sometimes, but I know that each of them is their own person, and it's really important for you to project that presence and who you are, because even customers buy you first before they buy your product, and investors as well. Shark Tank does this thing called aqua hire, where they're not necessarily interested in the business, but in the entrepreneur himself, because they see that, okay, that person is a stand-up person and can actually accomplish a lot more if I associate myself with that person. So really, that's the final tip, and probably the most important one. Like, be yourself, be authentic, make your voice be known. So there you have it, guys. I could keep going. This video would never end. Like, there's so many tips, so many things and it's not just for BEL Initiative. It's just in general as an entrepreneur. There's a way that you can be to really put your business in a position to attract the attention of the people that you want to attract the attention of. So I'm urging you to follow the BEL Initiative page, apply to the program. Reach out to me, keep reaching out to me, private inbox me, comment on this video, let me know if you need more information, if I should do a live video, for example, to answer your questions. So I don't know, keep the energy going, because I know they've had a lot of applications so far, and if you're still doubting, hesitating, I really hope this video is gonna put you in a position where you need to know, what do I have to lose? Absolutely nothing. So just apply and see if it's the right thing for your business, like in the current stage, or maybe just start preparing for next year's cohort. I mean, it doesn't have to be this year. So I hope this video was valuable to you. I'm available for any questions. Let me know. And there's nothing else I could say besides the fact that Haiti's not going to change itself. We need to come together and really start doing things. You first. I understand it's important. You need to be able to sit right in a position before you can help others. So, but while you're thinking about how you're going to sit right, you can really see, okay, what could I do what issues that really hurt me and frustrate me that we're going through right now, that I could use as an opportunity to really change things in Haiti. So Dr. Edwin Magloire signing out. Catch you in the next video.